Mr. Chairman and members of the committee, my name is Burgin. I want to tell you a bit about my dad. This is him, Butch Burgin, the hardest working man I've ever known. He's my best friend. He taught me how to hunt and fish, all about the woods and the creatures in it, how to work with wood and build useful things that are all so beautiful, how to ride a motorcycle, drive a tractor and a truck, quite a bit about cars and how to live the life he loved. He loved to be outside and he loved to build things. He married these loves by working for the Burgin County Highway Department much of his life. He believed a person could be measured by their work. And you can see Dad's work all over Burgin County and in the many things he built. This was him.
Sir, I appreciate it, but if you could please get to the circumstances that you want to talk about. Again, I'm not.
I am, sir. That was the introduction, and I was telling you who I'm talking about, because my dad come here to honor. And this is important because this bill, the language that's in it, would not hold the people accountable who starved him to death. And I would like to get into that if you'll allow.
Please, I'm just reminding everybody we're running out of time, and it's no disrespect. I understand. I give my condolences for your loss, but yes, about the bill, please.
This was him before he went to Owen Valley Health Campus, September 4th of 2020. And this is him 2 months and 5 days later, the evening of November 9th. We got him out of there and back home on November 10th, and he passed the following day, November 11th, 2020. He was 73 years old. Dad was diagnosed with Alzheimer's 4 years ago, but otherwise was a healthy man. The day before he went to the facility, he and I walked 2 miles, and it took a lot of coaxing to get him to turn back home. His cognition had gotten to the point where it wasn't safe for him to be there, and we knew we had to find a facility that could help him and keep him active. We did a lot of research. We knew Dad would need skilled nursing in Montgomery Unit because he loved his walks, but he might have wandered off. Well, that narrowed our options, but we finally settled on Owen Valley Health Campus, believing it was the place that could best help him. Because of COVID restrictions, we were only allowed to see Dad for 45 minutes once a week. In some of those visits, we saw improvement in his posture that he was having trouble with before he went in. We also called every day, believing strongly that if they knew we were checking on him, they would be sure to treat him right. We have all heard horror stories about nursing homes. The last 3 weeks of Dad's life at Owen Valley, they went into a COVID lockdown, and we were not permitted to visit. They had no COVID positive patients. We continued our calls, as it was now our only way to check on him. But if we called after 5 p.m. or on the weekends, our calls went unanswered. During the calls before 5, we were told he was doing good, walking around in good spirits and talking to folks, even if what he said didn't make much sense, which is par for the course of Alzheimer's. My Aunt Brenda called on November 9th and told me she just called the facility and said Dad was having a bad day, but wouldn't give her any details. So I called the facility. When I called, they said he didn't want to get out of bed and he hadn't eaten. They also said he had a sore spot on his bottom. And I said, well, let me talk to him. So I talked to him and I said, hey, Dad, how you doing? Need you to eat something so you can stay strong. He didn't respond. So I asked the nurse if he could hear me. The nurse said, well, his chest is moving up and down and his eyes are open. That struck me as strange, so I asked her, are you just looking for signs of life? She said, I can't say. I said, how's the doctor seeing him? And she said, well, she's aware of the situation, and he'll be seen tonight or tomorrow. I asked her to be connected to the head nurse and heard the same story, and then was told they were considering allowing a compassionate visit, which was then explained to me that if someone was having a bad day, they might be able to allow someone in. So I called my sister and my aunt, and they went down there. Once they got there, they called me in hysterics. Dad was emaciated, his nose was broken, his front teeth were busted out, and he had an ulcer on his tailbone that went all the way to the bone. We were told about none of this. The language in the bill would keep Owen Valley Health Campus from being held accountable. My dad died of starvation and thirst in their care. His nose was broken, I've already told you. Still to this day, they still haven't told us how this happened. There were only three people on staff when my sister and aunt went for the compassionate visit. 3 people in the entire place for over 100 patients. It's no wonder they couldn't answer the phone. How could they? Nursing homes need more regulation and oversight, not less. The existing regulations for nurse-to-patient ratio, training, and oversight should not be disregarded. The language in this bill will protect the nursing home, not my dad, and not the countless other patients who need our protection. The language as it stands is pro-nursing home and anti-humanity. I find that troubling, and we must hold those accountable. Of the people, by the people, and for the people. You represent your people, your voters, not corporations, and I would ask that you please remember your responsibility to your people and eliminate language from this bill. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions, I'll do the best I can.